All right, we might get started and we can just have people join as we continue. And we are recording the session anyway, so people can catch up. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. We're really appreciative of you giving us some time. And of course, if you need any other time with us, we're really happy to chat outside the webinar, just to put that up front. My name's Beck. I'm the business manager at AUSCERT, and today I'm joined by the lovely Megan on my left.
Hiya.
Megan looks after a lot of our sponsorship with the conference, so don't be surprised if you're emailing that you get responses from Megan. And on the right, we have Sandra, who's also in our conference team. So you are looking at Team AUSCERT from a conference perspective.
Yeah. Hello.
Emailing us is bestthroughconference@auscert.org.au. We have a shared mailbox. That means that we can make sure that we jump onto any questions that you've got really promptly, and make sure that we're covered from that perspective. So yeah, we'll get started. I hope you've seen our very cool conference graphics for this year. We're very excited to get into AUSCERT 2025. In our brains, we are already living in 2025. We have moved from this year. Mm-hmm. So we'll get started. So just a quick acknowledgement of country. AUSCERT, through the University of Queensland, acknowledges the traditional owners and their custodianship of the lands on which we meet. We pay our respects to their ancestors and their descendants who continue cultural and spiritual connections to country. We recognise their valuable contributions to Australian and global society. And just in case you didn't realise, AUSCERT is actually a business contained within the University of Queensland. That is why our acknowledgement of country is on behalf of both of us. Clicking through. So we'll just do a little recap. I don't want to read the whole prospectus to you. I'm sure you're very capable of that, but just going through some of the highlights to make sure that people have an understanding about what the conference flow looks like and what's involved. So essentially our key dates that you need to be really aware of is Bump In happens on Wednesday, the 21st of May. That'll usually be from lunchtime onwards, and we need to be all set up and ready to go for the welcome reception from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Now that's held in the exhibition space. That's why you need to be set up by then. All the delegates are very excited to get there and see one another and see what sponsors are there. And of course, we plied them with some drinks and food. And it's a good moment where everyone's just really excited to catch up. There's great energy. I've been to some conferences where welcome receptions are a bit of a slow start. I assure you, a lot of people show up to this. It's a bit of a rejoining of the community and sets us up for the next 2 days. So our 2 official conference days are Thursday and Friday, and that's where your exhibition is open all day. So our hours for Thursday are 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then again on Friday from 8:30 to 3:45. That 3:45 is the end of afternoon tea. Then it's pack up and everyone disappears. You will see in our advertising that the dates are slightly longer. We do start with 2 tutorials that are for delegates only, so you don't need to be there as an exhibitor. We don't have the exhibition open, which is in a separate space. So just really focus on those conference days for yourselves if you're arranging travel. So I guess touching on the theme, just to set the tone, hopefully the graphics have given you a little illustration there, but we're really focusing on evolution and how we thrive when we evolve and change. Yeah, so we're really looking at how if we don't continually evolve, we will definitely stop thriving. I won't tell you the fun that we had coming up with the theme. There was a lot of death and extinction, which didn't feel quite as positive as a theme. So we're really happy that we've landed on evolve and thrive and all the different ways that we can work in to communicate that. So I think it'll give us a lot of broad areas to work in with the program and for you also on your booths. So just a quick overview about who attends a conference. So these are based on stats of delegates from this year's conference at AUSCERT 2024. So you'll see we have quite a diverse range of industries that are represented in our attendance. It's not a surprise that education is a big piece for us. We are part of a university and we work with every university in Australia as AUSCERT members. So that's why you'll see a big piece of the pie there. A lot of governments are also AUSCERT members. So yeah. We attract a lot of these people through, the day job of AUSCERT. Conference is only one piece of us. So in our AUSCERT membership, we've got quite diverse organisations and we also offer them a number of free registrations to attend the conference. So we, it's really important to us to get the right people there and everyone receiving the great value that represents. moving into their kind of positions. I think this is quite unique. When people ask me who comes, are they all just analysts?
It's everyone.
We have everybody there. So, and it makes the program really interesting because we have to appeal to all these different demographics as well. So, rest assured that you've got everyone from managers and C-level directors, those decision makers, as well as their team, and I think it's not uncommon in most organizations where it is a unified approach to those decisions in purchasing. So it's great that you've actually got different representations that, you can do those demos as well as talk to decision makers about who are paying the bill.
100%.
So just looking at the sponsorship at a glance, and this is in the prospectus if it's a bit hard to read on here, we want to make it really clear about what's included in each package. There's a lot of things that we've been doing for a long time that shouldn't be a surprise to a lot of people. So, our platinum sponsors, of course, most expensive investment, but we have a lot that happens in that package, including a platinum speaking slot. So that speaking slot is a plenary one based around our keynote speaker of that time. So you get full audience guaranteed to see your slot. And that's why it is a more expensive package. Very exclusive booths, very large size. And that's a tiered approach leaning down. So our goals also get a speaking slot, but that is in stream. So we run a 4-stream conference. 1 stream is the sponsor stream. Don't let that put you off. I think, some people go, oh, well, no one attends the sponsor stream. They look at it. But we've got all the stats from every year about our audience in each room. If you've got good presentation and good topics, then people will come. So if you're leaning towards having a presentation and really wanting to connect with our audience, they're your 2 options there is platinum and gold. Tiering down to our silver and bronze, they do not include that. It's more about their exhibition space. I think the big thing to call out that we've changed this year is branding. So in the past, branding has just been a completely add-on experience at a cost, but we really want to reward your investment with us. So if you are already doing a level of sponsorship with us, you do get a discount on those branding opportunities. So a great way for you to sort of really think about your strategy about what you're trying to achieve there. If you're trying to get more brand awareness out there, we've got some great packages that will really lean into that for you. So our exhibition floor plan, that's also very consistent. If you've been with us in the last few years, we are back at the same venue. It is a separate marquee just off the side of the event space, and we really drive everybody there at all opportunities. So, we start with that welcome reception where everybody's in the space, but every catering, so every morning tea and afternoon tea and lunch break are all served within the exhibition. So guaranteeing you lots of traffic and lots of time with the delegates. They're very well trained at going to where the food is. We are mixing up how food is served this year. We know it was a little bit difficult getting it out to everybody at this year's conference. I was going to say last year's conference. But we will have a few more food stations and things set up there. The STAR's working with us really closely to make sure that it's a great experience for everyone. So,
and you can see on the floor plan there where they're going to be. So another reason to kind of book anything that's close by, because people gravitate toward food.
So it's really designed with the flow of people in mind. So you'll see the entrance at the bottom right and our exits further along to the left. So they kind of work their way through the exhibition. There's really no dead corners. There's great traffic to every booth. We do focus on that core central area where we've got the cafe area and the barista. Barista is always the great draw card. Who doesn't need their caffeine fix? You're not a surprise that the AUSCERT booth is nearby because we are very big caffeine addicts. So it's kind of like the central hub, and that's why all of our gold booths do surround that area now. Moving in, so we'll just go through some of the branding opportunities. Really happy to explain any of these in more detail if you've got questions after this, but let me give a first pass. Hopefully most of it's self-explanatory. Hosting the gala dinner is our most expensive investment, but what we do in there is a lot of exposure. So you do get a 5-minute presentation at the start of the dinner to the whole audience. We feature your logo across menus and other printed items, as well as gobo lighting. If you're really trying to get that brand awareness, it's a good wow moment. We work with SANS on our awards, which are presented during that gala dinner. So That's also a great brand to be aligned with, but they actually provide a SANS training course to each one of our awards winners, which is great for us. We really go big on the gala dinner. It's a very professional fair. We want to have a lot of fun. So great entertainment, an awesome DJ to finish. So it's a big party moment. So if that's something that you're willing to work with us on, we can customize where we can with you and get you involved more if you'd like to. Our conference bag. I'm using one from 3 years ago. We don't just get funds that break within the conference week. We do a big investment in quality on these items. So our conference bags are really retail worthy. And yeah, our director actually just came to me before. He's like, I've broken my bag from 5 years ago. It was my favorite one. So if you're willing to work with us on that and get your logo there, I guarantee you some great longevity there in your brand awareness. It's not just during the conference week, it's, many years. I actually love spotting them when I'm traveling or even on public transport. We see them a lot around. So,
and even around the conference, you'll see people who've got bags from a couple of years ago, last year, whatever. It's
the bragging rights of how long you've been going to an AUSCERT conference.
100%, yeah.
Similarly with the conference shirt, we always get 100% cotton shirts. They're very good quality, long lasting. So yeah, if you are willing to have your brand on there, once again, you'll see that happening. So we've done polo shirts for a number of years, very popular with people, when they're, our team wear them into the office.
Really
I think that's quite common across our delegates as well. So they make their way well beyond the conference again. You want to click?
Yeah, I went to.
Conference lanyard is an easy one. That's usually our first branding opportunity that disappears, I have to admit. It is still available at the moment,
yes,
so if you're keen, jump in there. I guess it's more straightforward. The puppy cuddles. I don't know who was at the conference this year, but we introduced puppy cuddles for the first time. We do a lot of mental health initiatives, and this was something that we thought we could bring into that arena, and it was so popular. And
hugely popular.
We're kind of sad because we kind of arranged it last minute as an idea. So it's definitely a great one to get some branding opportunity with. I can see opportunities not just in signage, but giveaways.
Yeah.
Good talking spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And literally everyone goes there.
Yeah, the whole conference was there.
Honestly, anytime we went out there, there was people there all the time.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get in to pet the puppy.
Yeah.
So since we've moved into the more sort of like interactive areas of those branding opportunities, you'll see this year we've also included a booth pass with that branding opportunity. So that means you can have a staff member out in the puppy cuddle area.
A very lucky person.
What a terrible spot to be for 2 days. But that's a great opportunity. Keep your lead tracking. It's on your mobile phones. Have some conversations with people. Get some leads. I think that would be a great way to do that one. Connected to that is our wellness village. We're trying to do a bit more theming. In the past, our mental health initiatives have been a bit more ad hoc. We do have a psychologist on site for the full 2 days that people can get booked in with. We're introducing a few more initiatives at next year's, including 5-minute neck and shoulder massages, some herbal teas, some breath work. So just really leaning into more options where people can have that wind down moment. And really hope that we can help our delegates avoid more burnout and give them some more skills to cope with more resilience.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great thing to be aligned with. Our lockpicking village, what we do every year is we do give away a practice lock and a set of lockpicking keys.
Tools. Yeah.
So yeah, your branding would be on those and the instructions that we give out with those. Once again, you can have a person be on that booth and chat to delegates as they come through, but we do always have 2 experts in lockpicking that are guiding our delegates and showing them and giving them examples and helping with those activities. For us, it's really important for them to be interactive and learning and understanding, not just giving them the space to do it. Same with our Lego pit. There's some of these things we've been doing for so long. I'm trying to think. The Lego pit's been going for easily 10 years. We actually have Lego experts that guide and host that stand for us, but you could be working with them as well. So standing there, having a chat. Both the Lego pit and the lockpicking are really interactive, but great spots for people that are a bit more socially nervous or feeling a bit stuck out and they don't know a lot of people. It's a really great safe space to go and have a chat, get involved in a little activity, get building and feel more comfortable in the space. We've been doing the arcade for a few years now as well. So a lot of signage that can be happening there, as well as having a person wandering around and chatting to delegates again. So then we're our interactive areas. Then we move into more the pure sort of branding. So we do have bubble tea. We've, responded to feedback over a couple of years where, it can't just all be alcohol based. So this was something that we came up as an alternative. Bubble tea has got quite the moment. There's a lot of addicts of that as well as their caffeine. So that one, is more about that signage and branding opportunity. We'd have your stickers on the teacups. So you would be, people are wandering around with your logo as well as having that moment again where you could be there where they're serving it. And yet similarly, we have a gelato cart, which works in the same way. So that's kind of all of our branding opportunities. If you have ideas for other ones, we are really open to work with you as well. So just reach out to us at that conference@auscert.org.au email address, and we can go through those with you. For us, it's just about having an amazing delegate experience. So if you've got ideas that work better for your brand or you've tried out before, really happy to experiment and try those with you.
I have a question.
Oh, yeah.
We have a question from Alessandro, which just asks, how many puppies approx were there, and is there restrictions on how many people in at one time, and how long can they stay in for?
So we had about a dozen puppies.
Yeah.
It is, like our other activities, it is run by someone that does puppy cuddles as a company and a business. So they really look after the health and well-being of the animals. So they brought 12 puppies along, and sort of if they, some of them are quite young, so they would sub them in and out if they needed a rest. But they were very short periods of time from what I can remember. Similarly, I think we had about 10 to 12 people could be in the area at a time.
Yeah.
We didn't really have to restrict. I think people naturally sort of cycled themselves in and out. So, but she was kind of monitoring the space there for us.
Yeah, they did a good job.
There's also, like very much about cleaning your hands and things before you went in, and spraying shoes so that you weren't walking any germs into the area. So it's quite well looked after and respected in that way. Hope that answers that. So we have a few additions. This shouldn't be complicated, but it does seem to get complicated, is reserving a table at the gala dinner. What happens is it's $500 fee, and that just reserves you a table. It does not include the dinner tickets. Dinner tickets cost over $100 each, so we can't afford to do a whole table for $500. But saying that, with a full registration, you actually get a ticket included. So you shouldn't be having to purchase a lot of tickets for your attendees. We're just more of thinking the opportunity for you to invite delegates or key people that are attending to sit with you at the dinner gives you the chance to have that opportunity to really chat with them and have that one-on-one time with them. We put your logo in the middle of the table so it's a bit featured, as well as being very close to the front of the stage, so a very prominent position. And then if you feel like it, you could provide some gifts that can be placed in each place setting, or, you can actually make it a bit more interesting for those people attending. So completely up to you of how you use that opportunity. But I think sitting at the front of the stage and feeling a bit more like a VIP is a bit of a factor for a lot of our delegates to feel a bit special. The rest of the room is free seating. So if you want to sit with specific people at the table, it can be a bit difficult to get through those doors as soon as they open and find your spot together, or make sure that you're together before you head in. So,
and people get quite competitive about it. Like they head in pretty quickly to get a good spot.
Yeah, I think, we've challenged ourselves by doing some great entertainment the last few years. So people are really looking forward to what's going to happen and what's going to, where the spot is. So getting those front tables has become a bit more of a priority. So the other additional things that you just need to consider is, outside the included registrations, you can purchase some extra full registrations. So they include having access to the presentations, the social events, and getting the merchandise. For those, we provide them at the AUSCERT member rate, which is roughly half a full registration. So, one of those value adds through our AUSCERT members is getting those more accessible registration rates. So we do pass those on to our sponsors. We do have to limit how many you can purchase. We don't want you sending your entire teams to the conference and not having enough space for the delegates. It would not be much fun if everyone there was a sponsor. Same with our booth registrations. You can purchase some more of those. You'll see they're only $250 a day. That's just to cover our catering costs as well as, badges and things like that. But you won't have access to any of the presentations or the gala dinner with those tickets. So just to be aware of that. And we do scan people into presentation rooms, so you'll be noticed if you try to go to presentations with those badges.
Yep.
That's the highlights reel. So if anyone's got any questions, really happy to answer them now. If you want to put them in the chat, or if you want to put your microphone and ask a question, that's really fine. But yeah, like I said, if you've got questions after this, please feel free to reach out. Really happy to answer via email. If you want to catch up for a phone call or a quick Zoom or Teams meeting, we can do that too. We want to make sure that you get the most out of your investment in our conference and have a great experience for everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
Hi guys, thanks for that. Eamon from Slack here. Just a question on sponsorship. How many tickets will we get for, say, the 10,000 sponsorship for staff? And sorry, I missed that before.
Oh, at the beginning. So it's a tiered approach depending on packages that you pick. So
Yep.
Do you want to go back to that first?
Sorry, yeah, I missed that.
You're fine. I should know
yeah,
them all.
got it.
Yeah. So we include
Cool.
a number of full registrations with the silver, gold, and platinum packages, as well as included booth staff registrations. Yeah, you'll see them at the bottom there. So with the silver package, you get 1 full registration, 2 for gold, and 3 for platinum.
Yep, cool. Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, if you do branding only, you'll just get the 1 booth exhibitor pass for that branding opportunity. But yeah, then you can purchase a couple of additional registrations for people supporting them. Any other questions? Right. All right.
Awesome.
Well, we'll give you your afternoon back. Thank you so much for joining us. I really hope to see some inquiries or maybe a booking form from each of you. We have got some sponsors signing up already, which is really great. So probably the one thing I haven't mentioned is we do work on a first in, first serve basis. So if you really want to reserve the best opportunities, it's good to reach out to us early and start locking those in. We have already sold 1 platinum, so one of those speaking slots is already gone, as well as gold. So they are definitely the things that book out first.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you've got anything else, just make sure you reach out.